Hello my loves out there, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I am just a crazy lover of makeup, fashion, and all that fun glittery stuff. So if those are things you are also interested in, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family we have here. Anyways, in today's video I'm going to be talking about the newest release from Nabla. They came out with two new little cutie palettes and two pencil stylos. So I'm going to do some swatches, create a look with both of the palettes, as well as incorporate these pencils into the look. So if you are interested in seeing all of that, then keep on watching. Alright loves, I'm gonna pretty much just dive right into it because I have just so many reviews to do. Like I said, I was traveling. I did do a try to get ready with me, talking all about my travels and where I've been. If you're interested in seeing that, I will link it below. I'll put it up in the corner and all that. And I am trying like some new makeup, so there's like mini first impressions in that video as well. So let's just dive in. So Nabla is an indie brand and they're based out of Italy. They are a pretty big indie brand actually. They're sold on Beauty Bay, they're sold at Ulta, and they're sold at Nabla. So you have a lot of options on where you can pick their products up from. I'm just gonna dive in because Nabla is one of my favorite brands. I've told you guys over and over, and I have a lot of videos using Nabla products. I'll link those other videos below if you want to see their other stuff, but I love them and I have no doubt that I'll love this newest release. But I'll let you know the palettes both retail for $24. There's 6 pans in each, and then the little like pencils, which are like eyeliners, you can use them as shadow crowns, different things like that. They're kind of like multi-use pencils, and these are $18 each. So the first one I have here is called the Analog palette, and I'll have the close-up pop up in the swatches, but this has 6 shadows in it. It does come with a little mirror, and this is how it looks. It's a very smoky, neutral, leaning, warm toned palette. This has a latex matte in it, which is their cream to powder matte formula. It's similar to like the Natasha cream to matte formula. And then this is a like regular traditional matte. The shade Overexposed right here is a duochrome. It's like a go-to pink shifty shade. And then this is super creamy metallic. This one is a little bit more textured metallic called Noise. And then this is also a traditional matte. So there's 3 mattes, 3 metallics in this one. And then they have the Cutie palette Midnight. I was really excited about this. This is my type of color story. Has a little mirror as well. And then it has blue shades. And you know, I love colorful blue eyeshadow looks. I mean, if you've been watching me for some time, you've seen me do that many times on this channel. But this one has only 2 mattes, so the other one had 3. So this is like a traditional matte, this dark blue one. The Air one is their latex matte, that cream to powder formula. Then this is like a traditional metallic. This is the iridescence with a blue shift. This is a duochrome Quiet Storm. It has a like purple turquoisey shift. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. And then this one is just a very intense sapphire metallic, but both of them are super pretty. And then I'll show you guys the 3 pencils here. So there's like a milk chocolatey color. There is a kind of burgundy brownish shade, and then this very deep navy shade. The swatches will pop up on the screen, but these are multi-use sticks, so you can use them as eyeliners, put on your waterline, create wings with it, smudge with it. You can also use this as like an all over shade on the lids, like a shadow crown. You can use this for many purposes. They're very pigmented and they're very long lasting from what I've experienced from the other shades. So hopefully these are just as good as the other ones. And that's pretty much it. So now I think it's a good time to jump into the looks, and then I can give you guys my final thoughts at the end. Okay, I got you guys zoomed in, and I will be using the Nabla Ruby brushes, since they're some of my favorite brushes. And if you are curious on what I'm wearing on my face, like for foundation and everything, I will link the makeup that I'm wearing as well. So you can find everything in the description below. So let's dive into first the Analog palette. This one is the more smoky, warm toned neutral palette. I did prime my eyes with the Glam Light icing eye base, and so far I like it. I just been testing it out with like different shadows and like different techniques, so I'll have to update you guys in the future if I end up really loving this base. But so far so good. I like the shade of it. It's like perfect for my skin tone. So I think I just want to use all of the shadows, and I'm gonna first start with, I think the darkest shade, I feel like that will be the best bet since this is like that cream to powder formula. I usually like to start with those first. And this shade is called Dark Room. You guys can see like there's definitely texture to it when you like go into the pan. But so I'm gonna just pat that on. The only thing with these is they usually have fallout, especially if you're packing on such a deep shade. But this is a very nice, like deep chocolatey matte, and they usually blend really well. I do like the cream to powder formula from them, as well as I like it from Natasha Denona. But they're just more like finicky shades. Like you have to work with them a little bit more and get like the technique down, because they're not like a traditional like matte shadow. So I just wanted to concentrate it all on the outer corner. Of course, I'm making this a very deep smoky look, and you can see there is a little bit of fallout. I did powder under my eyes, so hopefully that will help it not to stick. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush now, and I'm gonna go in with, let's see, I'll go with Camera Roll. And I use that all in the crease as well as on the edge of this brown shade that I feel like I kind of took a little high up, but that's what I do. And this is just a like warm tone, deeper kind of terracotta shade. I am not doing this very precise, but I'm just gonna use it all in the crease. So that crease shade was very pigmented Camera Roll, and it blended out really nicely. I did add a little bit more of Dark Room on the outer corner just to deepen it up because I lost some of it from blending. But now I just want to go in a little bit with Contact Sheet, the like lighter warm tone brown. But I'm going to use like a smaller brush just to be a little bit more detailed. And I'm just going to use that like on the very edge just to like blend the Camera Roll shade a little bit. It's pretty similar to Camera Roll, it's just a little lighter. I wish that they did put two shades that were more different, because I feel like once this is on the eyes, it just kind of looks the same. So I think that's a good stopping point. I think now I want to just mimic what I did up here on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a pencil brush and take Dark Room on the outer corner. And then I'm going to take Contact Sheet. Then I'm going to take Camera Roll again, and I'm going to use it in the inner portion. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush right here, and I'm going to go into Contact Sheet and just use that to blend out the edges, just so I can have a nice little blend out here. So now let's go into the gorgeous metallics that we have here. So I'm just going to get a flat shader brush, and I'm going to lay down a little bit of glitter primer because you know I live off glitter primer. The glitter primer is down, and now I want to pick up Noise with the same brush, this very like chocolatey metallic. It has a lot of like little shimmer specks in it. I'm going to just use that closest to the deep brown matte. I'm just going to do this for placement, and then I will go over that with my finger. Just feel like that works the best, just to amp it up. But that is so pretty. See the little like silvery shimmer specks? Gorgeous. So let me clean off the flat brush that I was using. And I'm now going to go in with Overexpose, the Pinky Gold Dual Chrome. I'm going to use that in the inner portion. Wow, that is beautiful. It's a little bit more sheer than the Noise shade. Like you have to just kind of build up on it just to get it to be fully opaque. This is so pretty. I feel like it's really showing up more gold on camera, but in person you can see a very strong pink shift to this. Now I'm going to take a 35mm and use that as my inner corner highlight. I'm just going to go straight into it. It is pretty creamy, like it's a very creamy metallic. Looks super soft. Yes. Nice little champagne shade, perfect inner corner shade. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I think that looks really good. So let's use some of the pencils. So I'm going to use the two brown ones. Probably use the lighter one in my waterline and use this up on the lid. I don't know how much you'll be able to see it like over the dark part, because I feel like the darker shadow is darker than this. But I'll just kind of use that to line with. Yeah, it's definitely a reddish undertone to this. This is, oh, I didn't even mention, this is Arrow number 7. These are super creamy. They're really easy to use, and it just added a little bit of definition on the lid. It's not showing up too much because the shadows are pretty dark, like on the outer corner, but it's still really added a little bit of oomph to the look. So now I'm going to take the Arrow number 5 and use that all on the waterline. And that added a little bit of a milk chocolatey waterline. It's not a shade I normally would ever go into, but I actually like it. I feel like it did add something to the look. So that's it for the like shadows and pencils that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go off camera, put on some mascara, figure out something for the lips, fill out these brows because they need some help, and then I will be right back. Okay, I am back and the look is done, and how I finished this was I used the Nabla mascara. I went in with one of the Nabla liquid lipsticks in their Dreamy Creamy formula. This is the shade Adam's Dream. I just thought it would go with this nice chocolatey look. And then I also did use the new number 3 Nabla lip liner. These are so good. Highly recommend these lip liners. And that was all that I did off camera, and I did fix my brows. I swear having your brows filled in makes a look so much better. That was everything for look number 1. So now it's time to play with the Midnight palette and do look number 2. Okay, time to play with the Midnight palette. I'm gonna put some like lip plumper on. This is from Nabla as well. This is the Viper lip plumper. And it's also super hydrating, and I just feel like my lips need help for real. Now for my favorite part, the smoky blues. So I'm trying to think how I'm gonna incorporate all these shadows. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way. So just clean up my brush really quick. I did prime my eyes with the Glam Light primer again. And going into Blue Hour, the deep matte blue. I'm going to just start off with the darkest. This is not a latex matte formula. This is just like a traditional matte. So I'm just going to stamp that on, my usual technique. Definitely with a shade like this, you don't want to go in with like a super fluffy brush and just fluff it all around because it will end up looking patchy. You just want to pack, just work with this, and it definitely can have fallout with a shade like this, but look at that depth. So that's why I'm going to take the deep blue. I did have a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to dust away some of that. That is the danger, especially with deep mattes like this. So now I want to use Air, the light pastel-y matte, and I want to get kind of like a more like dense brush that's still somewhat fluffy, and I'm going to use that all in the crease. There's no real like mid-tone shade in this palette, but I just want to use that all in the inner portion and use that to blend out the edge of the deeper blue. This is a really nice little pastel, and this is the Cream 2 matte formula, the latex matte. I'm going to use the same little dense brush and go back into Blue Hour and just bring a little bit of the deeper blue more into here. I mean, you can do that to kind of create your own mid-tone shade, just to kind of drag that in, but sheer it out. Yeah, that's working. Okay, so now I'm going to work on the lower lash line. I'm going to take Blue Hour all throughout. I think I'm going to use this all on the bottom part. And I'll use air to blend out the edge. I'm going to take the dense little small brush, clean it up. I'm going to go into air and just use that on the edge. Whew, that lip plumper is really starting to burn. So I brought it in further than I wanted to because I actually want to use a little bit of Marcel. I don't think I want to use this on the lid. I want to just kind of concentrate it on the bottom part. So I want to lay a little bit of glitter primer just in the inner portion. So that's the only way I feel like I would like to use this shade in terms of doing it with this look. Clean it off. So I'm going to go into the bronzy shade Marcel. And I'm just going to use that in the inner portion here. Okay, so that's all I'm going to use for the copper shade in the bottom part. I just have a little pop of bronze in the look. I did put some glitter primer on my lid already. And I'm going to go into Sapphire first. That luscious blue metallic. Ooh, picks up so beautiful on the brush. And I'm going to use that on this part closest to the deep blue. Oh, that's beautiful. This would be a beautiful shade to just use all over the lid. Now I'm going to go into Quiet Storm, the dual chrome. I'm going to use that all in the inner portion. This one is also a little bit more sheer, like you can see my lid through. So you just have to layer this up a little bit. It's translating more turquoise on the eyes, but it definitely does have a like purple shift to it. So now I'm going to use the last shade in the palette. This is Alma. It is like a white iridescent blue shade, so it has like a little blue shift to it. And I'm just going to take this brush right here and use that all in the inner corner. The Alma shade is more like a satin. It's not as like metallic as the other ones in this palette, but this makes like a perfect inner corner highlight. Or if you want like a super bright like poppy lid, you could just pack that all on the lid. But I'm just packing that all here, bringing it a little bit onto the lid. That is it for the shadows I want to use on my eyes. So now I'm going to go in with the other pencil that I didn't use, the Midnighty shade. This is arrow number 6. So I'm going to use that all in the waterline. Look how creamy that is. I'm going to actually go up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. It's super creamy and pigmented. And these last really long. Yes, and then I'm going to use a little bit up on the top, just a tight line, because it's going to be hard to see this one as well, just because I have such deep blues on my eyes. Okay, so I just ran it all in the waterline and tight lined with it and did a little bit of a wing. It's hard to see because I have a deep blue matte on the lid, But this is really nice. It's very pigmented, and I love a nice like navy pencil because it just adds a little bit more interest than like using a black pencil. Okay, so that is all the products I'm going to use on camera. I'm going to go off camera and put on some mascara, figure out something for my lips, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I didn't do that much off camera, but I did go in with the Nabla mascara, and then on my lips I have the liquid lipstick from Nabla in the Dreamy Creamy formula as well, and this is the shade My Rose. It's a more cool toned mauve shade. I thought it would go really well with this look because it's very cool tone, but I love how everything turned out. The shadows are beautiful. The duochromes in here are gorgeous. So I'm just really, really loving this look, but I am ready now to give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, my love, so my final thoughts on these products is that they're really good. They're the usual consistent Nabla formula. If you've tried their other cutie palettes, then you've tried the formula that is in these palettes. They have the mix of the different mattes and different metallics, and they're all really, really nice. I don't have any complaints. I think the products were really nice that I tried, and the stylo pencils are like their other stylos. They're creamy, pigmented, and they appear to be long lasting. So I'm very happy with this little line here. So now it's just going to go based on preference on whether you should pick up one versus the other. The analog one is of course a more smoky, warm toned neutral palette, and then this is a very blue palette. So it's just up to you whether you like the color story or not, but in terms of the formula, I think it's really, really nice. That is all my thoughts on the newest release from Nabla. Hope you guys did enjoy this video and the looks that I created. Please let me know in the comments below, what did you think? Did you end up picking up any of these products? I love hearing from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you like fashion, makeup, beauty, and all that fun stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family we got going on. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked where you can find them. I'll have other videos that you might be interested in, as well as my contact information. I am on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. If you want to check out my Instagram pages, I would really, really love that. And I also did create a TikTok account. I haven't posted anything on it, but it is called Breezy_Beauty. So I will be working on that and getting some content on there. But I'm trying to, you know, step my game up and get into the TikTok world because I know everybody is on TikTok and loves it. But anyways, guys, that was everything. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me for just a bit. But I do hope that you are doing well wherever you are in the world. Just sending you love and light. But until next time, bye guys.